clean up my office real quick. All right, we're clean. Oh, my bad. All right, make sure we good over here. I can hear myself. All right, yeah, man. Interesting title. Millennial with a PhD and $250,000 in student debt cannot land a job. So we're going to talk about this because somebody left a comment on one of my videos, which I thought was interesting. And then I just happened to see an article talking about this millennial with a PhD who can't find a job. So let me go ahead and share my screen real quick so we can go over this comment right here that somebody left on my video where I was kind of talking about Gen Z getting fired from their jobs and stuff like that. Let's see. Which one of these can I share? Oh, here we go. Is that big? Can y'all see that? Looks kind of tiny. Let me see if I can make that bigger. Hold on. Let's see. Does that look big to y'all? Let me share it another way. Hold on. I wonder why it looks smaller on the screen that I'm looking at. I wonder why it's not. All right. Anyways, I guess that's about as big as I can get this thing. Let me see. Let me see. Can y'all read that? Can y'all see that? All right, whatever. So we're just gonna rock out with this. All right, it's big on this screen over here. All right. So anyways, this is so remember I did a video called Gen Z employees stay getting fired from jobs, and I got some people filing complaints on me. Not in the literal sense, but expressing their feels in the comments. But anyways, I got a couple good comments, and this is an interesting one right here. So this is from a YouTuber named Platinum Point. Platinum Point. You say you can see it. Wait, what'd you say? I can see it a little. Okay. All right, cool. All right, Platinum Point, he left this comment in response to me. He says, from an educator to another educator, he says, I do think your views towards education, especially college education, is limited. He says, after all, we need more highly qualified professors. So some people are meant to remain in the field of education. He says, the problem is that for the sake of our society, we need a balance of workforce training as well as academic training. He then says, after all the innovations that you train others in come from those career academics. He says, with all respect, you misunderstand education at the higher education level. He says, oftentimes professors are looking to find those who will continue the work to generate new knowledge and insights. He says, should there be a balance? Yes. He says, I also am in a smaller part of higher education like you are, but I'm trying to help while also informing others we need to train people to be both good employees and good knowledgeable citizens. It says in America, especially where the literacy in America, especially where the literacy, both regular and political literacy, is barely at a 7th grade level. Then he says, so we can't just focus on job skills and work-related skills. We also need them to work on their civic skills as well. So this is from Platinum Point. So Platinum Point is essentially telling me that, hey, man, you can't just be out here just trashing Gen Z or anybody in general talking about how they don't need a college degree, even though you got 3 of them your damn self, Tech G. We need people to work in these college institutions so that they can teach the education and you basically keep the education flowing so people can know how to read, write, and do math and all of that wonderful stuff, yada, yada, yada. All right. So, I responded back. I said, I appreciate your insights. So basically the point that I was making, here's the thing when it comes to education. I'm not opposed to education. All right. Once again, I have 3 college degrees. I got undergrad and I got 2 graduate degrees, right? One in I got an MBA and I got a master's in IT, right? So I'm not opposed to education. What I am opposed to are people who go to college and pick useless college degrees, all right, which we're going to talk about in this article that I'm going to pull up in a second. I think people who go to college and major in stuff that isn't hard science or law, I think most of these people are probably wasting their time, and they're going to end up leaving college with student debt that's going to haunt them for 10, 20, 30 plus years. That's what I think. I think you need to go to, I think if you want to go to college, you need to, first off, you need to decide what you want to do in life. Let's start right there. And then depending upon what you want to do in life, that will dictate as to whether or not you need a college degree, right? But if you're just one of these people, hey, I just want to go to college and I want to major in communications or something like that. Or as a matter of fact, who was I talking to? I was talking to somebody, and we were talking about an old friend of ours. Hey, what's going on, NC worker? And this old friend of ours, they went to college and got a degree in sports science medicine or sports science, something along the lines of that, because this person thought that they were going to become a personal trainer of sorts. Now, when I found out that this person went to college for that, and then I started going into my mental Rolodex where I can't remember a single time that this person ever went to the gym to work on their damn physical fitness. It didn't make any sense to me. I was like, wait a second, you mean the same person that 15, 20 years ago we never saw going to the gym doing any type of doing nothing, but they got a degree in physical fit, sports medicine, sports training, or something like that. But anyways, fast forward to the present day. Are they using their degree? No. Do they have student debt because of that degree? Yes. So, it's stuff going on out there like that. But anyway, so if you're gonna go to college, make sure that it is something that the profession that you want to go in, it is an absolute mandatory requirement. Like you want to be a doctor. Well, you got to go to college. You want to be an engineer, an architect, you got to go to college. You want to become a lawyer, you got to go to college. Now, if you want to do IT, you may not have to go to college, depending upon what lane in IT you want to go. If you want to start your own business, you don't have to go to college to start a business, ladies and gentlemen. There are plenty of high school graduates and high school dropouts that don't have college degrees, and they have full blown successful businesses. So you guys need to really think about this whole education thing, because education, it once upon a time, it used to be something noble, in my opinion. Like when my parents were coming of age in the late 70s, going into the 80s, a college degree was life because everybody didn't have one. But now everybody and their mama got college degrees. They are basically the new high school diploma in most instances. And so if you're going to go to college, you need to get something that you know damn well is a mandatory requirement to enter this career field. And also, you need to be getting internships and some type of work experience to go along with that college degree. Don't just go to college, get the degree, and never do an internship, and you just think you all good. No, you're just as useless as the person who went to school for a communications degree, in my opinion, because I'm probably going to see you at Panera Bread ringing up my order or something like that. So that's just what it is. Somebody said, "What about me?" Oh, those are the people who also want to be NFL, NBA, or some sports trainer. Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, this person never did that. I don't know what this person does today, but they never did that. All right. So, anyways, let's get to the main story over here. All right. Let me make this a little bit bigger in case y'all eyeballs can't see this. Here we go. So check this out, y'all. A millennial with a Ph.D. and over $250,000 in student loan debt says she's been looking for a job for 4 years. 4 years, y'all. She says she wishes she prioritized work experience over education. All right. This reminds me of a skit from the great urban artist by the name of Kanye West. Anybody remember Kanye West's first album, College Dropout? On College Dropout, Kanye West had this skit where he was talking about he was talking to a girl or talking about a girl, and the girl kept throwing in his face the fact that she got all of these college degrees. And Kanye West was like, or whoever was doing the skit was like, who's going to keep you warm at night? That's right, those college degrees. Like they were just placing all this emphasis on their college degrees, but their college degrees couldn't help them get a man or a woman, and it probably wasn't helping them get a real job. But anyway, that just came to my mind real quick about Kanye. But anyways, let's talk about this. Now, I don't know if this is the young woman right here, but this is the picture that they selected. So I'm going to assume this is the young woman. And the reason why I say this, because in the article, she wants to remain anonymous, but then they got this picture up here. So I'm like, I don't know how that's really working with the anonymity thing. So I don't know if this is her or not. But let's go ahead and read what this story is talking about. All right, article says, over the past decade, A. Raspberry, I'm assuming that's her name, A. Raspberry has placed a great deal of value on higher education. She's now come to regret it. Raspberry earned a bachelor's, master's, and doctorate degree in business management from St. Leo University in Florida. She says, it says, however, she has struggled to find a job in her field of study over the past 4 years. She also has more than $250,000 in student loan debt, according to a document viewed by Business Insider. She says, I graduated with my Ph.D. in 2020 and can't find a job to save my life. And she's 38 years old and lives in Virginia. She says she asks for partial anonymity, using only the first initial of her first name and last name because of privacy concerns. Goes on to say, since earning her PhD, Raspberry has applied for various business management roles, but had little success. And she said she said she's been forced to expand her job search and explore a new career in nursing to help her make ends meet. All right. My man, so what do you say down here? You could just Google image search the image to see if the source goes to more leads, if it's her. Yeah. I'm not gonna dox the girl or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I just found it weird because they say they only want to use the first initial of her name and her last name because she wants to remain anonymous. But then they got this picture right here as the leading image. So I don't know if this is her, but I'm assuming that's probably her. But anyways, old girl says she's thinking about switching careers to go into nursing because she got $250,000 worth of debt chasing a PhD, all right, and can't find a job. Goes on to say, she says, I thought education was the road to financial freedom, but I was wrong. Raspberry is among the Americans who are having a tough time finding work. In part, it's because businesses across the U.S. have significantly scaled back on hiring over the past 2 years. The ratio of job openings to unemployed people, which is an indicator of availability, has declined considerably. It says, while the unemployment rate and layoff rate remain low compared with historical levels, the hiring slowdown means that many job seekers are having a considerably harder time than they were a few years ago. Raspberry shared why she thinks her job search has been so challenging, how she made her career pivot, and her top pieces of advice for people pursuing higher education. All right. So let's hear what she got to say for those of y'all who think college is the end all be all solution to you achieving success at life. All right. Most organizations prefer experience over education. All right. So if you guys been listening to my channel, and if you watch some of my videos, I've been telling you guys this. If you go look at my video titled top jobs you can get with an A+ certification, or the top jobs you can get with a Network Plus or Security Plus certification. When I get into that wonderful slideshow, the very first slide that I actually show you guys is a disclaimer that says, hey, if you want to get a job, this is the order of importance. The number one thing to help you get a job is, do you know somebody and does somebody know you? And when I say somebody, I'm talking about somebody who works at the company that you want to get hired at. If you know somebody that works at the company and they know you, right? That can help you bypass the whole job interview process and just walk right on in and get a job. That's the most important thing in life, who you know and who knows you. Now, if you don't know anybody, when you go to these job interviews, then you need to come in there with documented experience in whatever it is that you're trying to do. That is the second most important thing, or the first most important thing, depending upon where you are if you don't know anybody. All right. What's the third most important thing? Certifications. So, especially as it relates to IT, certifications rank number 3. All right. You need to have whatever relevant certs you have to apply for whatever tech job that you're applying for, because they say you have to have these certs. And then what's the fourth most important thing? The fourth thing is education, i.e., college degrees. So, as it relates to tech, and I'm pretty sure it's like that in most other industries, but damn sure as it relates to tech, number one, who do you know and who knows you? That can oftentimes help you just skip straight to the head of the line with your fast pass, right? If you don't know anybody, you need to come to the job interview with documented experience. That's the number 2 thing. Number 3 thing is certifications. And the fourth most important thing, if it's even important at all as it relates to tech, is a college degree. All right. So organizations, they prefer experience over education. Article goes on to say, after receiving her doctorate's degree, Raspberry's initial goal was to land an adjunct professor position. However, speaking with people in the education field, she decided to change course. All right. So these people go to class, go to school to get these PhDs just to become college professors with the hopes and dreams of becoming a tenured professor, which I don't know the stats on people getting tenured and how fast it takes. I don't know any of that crap, right? But this is what tends to happen, right? Most people that I know that get PhDs, they tend to become college professors. I don't think I know of anybody with a PhD in my real life that actually, let me take that back. Either they become a college professor or they work in the education industry like a high school principal or some type of superintendent. Everybody else, I don't know what the hell they're doing with their PhDs. I don't think I've ever met somebody with a PhD that's actually like a PhD in engineering or something like that. I can't think of one person that I know with a PhD in engineering. But anyways, article goes on to say, the article was saying something until I hit the back button. Hold on, let's get to it. Hold on. My bad, y'all. Where we at? I lost my spot. Give me a second. Hold on. Oh, here we go. All right. Article goes on to say, I've learned how difficult it is to get started in this field. Essentially, after earning a PhD, I would have to go back to school to take more courses to support a teaching career. She said she was told she'd specifically need more education-related credits. Goes on to say, as a result, Raspberry said she decided to give up on teaching and focus on finding other roles in her area of study, which was business management. She said, article says, but her job search has been challenging. Raspberry said she hasn't landed many interviews, and when she has been turned down. She's had a hard time figuring out what went wrong. I can tell you what went wrong. She said she expanded her job search to non-managerial bookkeeping, accounting, tutoring, and human resource roles, but that she hasn't had much luck with those either. So you're like, Tech G, what went wrong? So she went to school, got all this wonderful education, 4-year degree, graduate degree, PhD, but I can almost promise you she never went and actually worked in the field while she was getting all of those degrees, ladies and gentlemen. All right. I promise you that's what happened. She probably, as soon as she finished that 4-year degree, she probably took summer off, came right back and jumped into her graduate program. Graduate program probably lasted 2 to 3 years. After that, she jumped into her PhD program. That can last anywhere between 4 to 5 to 6, 7, 8 years, depending upon what it is you're doing. I promise you, she was just a full-time student the entire time and not working in any not working in anything related to what she was going to school to get her degrees in. And also, she's probably applying for a bunch of jobs where her resume might be overqualified when people look at it. I mean, just think about it. If you got a PhD and you're trying to go out there and essentially get your first job because because like I say in her example, she probably has never really worked a real job before. And then here she comes on her resume. I am a PhD. I'm a doctor is in front of her name. I can imagine she's probably, I'm not going to say she's applying for entry level jobs, but she might be applying for mid level jobs and above. But the mere fact that she has PhD plastered all over that resume, most people are probably going to say she is overqualified, right? That she's probably just looking at this job as something just to get a job in till she finds something better so she can go jump ship and, do something better. Now, if she had came and hollered at her boy Tech G, because y'all know I do help people with resumes. So if y'all need help with resumes, go visit my website, Technology G. There's a link in the description box that says IT study materials. You click that link, it'll redirect you to another page about resumes. But anyways, I help people write resumes. And unfortunately, sometimes I have to quote unquote dumb resumes down, right? People will send me resumes. They'll have all of these wonderful accolades and degrees, but none of that stuff really relates to the position that they're trying to apply for. Or it may make them seem extremely overqualified for the position that they're applying for, even though they're willing to take that job and be a hard, serious worker. So I got to go in there and strip them degrees, not strip them resumes down to make it look like they don't have a damn master's in this or a PhD in this, just so that they can get the freaking job. All right. So these are some things that probably affected her. Shout out to our favorite buddy, Authentic Talk Podcast, man. What's cracking, homie? Article goes on to say, Raspberry thinks the biggest obstacle in her job search is her lack of work. Oh, look, I didn't even read this article all the way through. I literally read like the first couple lines and then decided to fire up a YouTube video talking about it. But here he goes right here. The article literally just validated what I just told y'all. It says Raspberry thinks the biggest obstacle in her job search is her lack of work experience. So like I just said like 5 minutes ago, she has probably been a professional student for the past 10 years. Because once again, it takes on average to get a 4-year degree. Most people get a 4-year degree in 5 years, right? It sounds kind of weird, but a lot of people, maybe she was the good one and she knocked her degree out in 4 years, but 4 to 5 years just to get a 4-year college degree, your undergrad degree. Then to go get a master's degree, you're looking at another 2 to 3 years, depending upon what it is that you're doing. Then if you're going to the PhD level, those things can take anywhere between 2 to 3, as much as 8 years to get, depending upon what you're going to school in. Now, she says in this article, she got her PhD back in 2020, and she's 38 years old, right? So I would imagine she has probably been pursuing a PhD for probably 8 years. I'm assuming that, right? I'm assuming that's the case, but I could be wrong, but I'm just gonna, I think I'm right. Anyways, it says, while pursuing her degrees, she gained some entry-level work experience in banking, human resources, and bookkeeping roles. However, she said the experience might be insufficient in the eyes of employers. She says, didn't I just say this? She goes on to say, I am overqualified for most entry-level positions, but I am underqualified for management or leadership positions. She said, ultimately, my degree has been both a blessing and a curse. She needs to come holler at Tech G so I can get her resume right. That's her problem right there. Because I promise you, she's putting on that resume, she has a PhD. And then they're looking at this PhD like, why do you want to work in human resources if you got a PhD? And then she's like, well, I want to work in management. And they're like, oh, great, you got a PhD. But then they're like, where's your work experience? So she's kind of caught in a little unique position right here. Raspberry's top piece of advice for people who pursue higher education is to do your homework. She said she wishes she spent more time evaluating her school's job placement programs internship partnerships, and the employment rates of recent graduates across different fields before she pursued her degrees. So I said this earlier in the article. She probably went to school, or a lot of people go to school and they just act like this department of the school doesn't exist. They don't go check out the internships. What type of internships are aligned with this degree that you're going to school for? Or is your school actively courting local employers to come in there and give mock interviews, or just set up little career fairs so that prospective students can go there and talk to the people, maybe even drop a resume off or something like that. I don't know. But people just totally ignore that stuff, because when you in school, what I'm saying, they in there partying, just partying, getting high and hanging out at all the spots, right? So she said she didn't really spend a whole lot of time considering life after getting all them degrees in terms of how is she gonna get a job, right? Article says she also recommended taking time to think about the value of a college degree and the best way to use it to land a job. She says, I learned most organizations prefer experience over education. She says, had I known that, I would have not spent so many years in college. Like I say, this woman was a professional college student going all the way to the terminal degree level. And she successfully accomplished that. And she has the letters Ph.D. or doctor in front of her name. But she has a Ph.D. in like business or something like that. And, I don't know how well that's not working out too well for her. All right. Article says nursing is helping to pay the bills during her job search. So Raspberry said that in recent years, she worked various part-time jobs to pay the bills. She says it feels next to impossible to work a single job and earn enough money to cover essentials like rent, fuel, electricity, etc. in the state of Virginia. One analysis found Virginia was the 13th most expensive state when it comes to overall cost of living. How much do you want to bet that she lives in the the DMV area? How much y'all want to bet she lives up in that area around Washington, D.C., somewhere up in that area right there? You live in that area, yeah, it costs an arm and a leg, literally, to just have you a little one-bedroom apartment up there. So, yeah, I promise you that's where she's at. Article says she said she's completing a training program to work remotely for TurboTax as a tax expert. So this woman got a PhD in business or something like that. And now she's about to be helping y'all file your taxes during tax season. And look, there's nothing wrong with that. All right. Nothing wrong with that. My tax lady makes a killing, but I'm just saying. Anyways, article says at the same time, she's also exploring a new career, nursing. Raspberry said that for roughly the past year, she'd been working as much as 80 hours a week as a nurse. Now, what type of nurse do you think she is? I don't know the whole medical industry when it comes to nursing, but I'm going to assume she's one of the lower tier nurses, like an LPN. Is it LPN, or what are the different types of nurses? You got the what is the one that changes the bedpans? Are those like CPNs or something like that? She's one of them people down there. I can almost promise you that. And look, I'm not saying that the clowner. Oh, CN. Where I get CPN from? CNA. I got my acronyms all screwed up. Yeah, CNA. All right. She's probably down there. And look, there's no shade to her or anything like that, but I'm just saying, that's what I'm assuming she's doing, because she has no education in that to, be something higher. Anyway, she says, I'm new to nursing, but I find it rewarding and I like the shift flexibility. Raspberry found a nursing role that provided free training and certification. So she's probably a CNA, right? But she said the downside was that this certification wouldn't carry over to other employers, limiting her opportunities in the industry. She says this is among the reasons she hasn't stopped applying for business-related jobs. Another reason is that she doesn't think she's paid particularly well. She said she was earning $21.50 an hour. So yes, she is definitely a CNA. Like I say, no shade to her, but making $21.50 an hour, that's probably CNA level nursing pay, I imagine. In 2023, the median pay for a registered nurse in the US was about $41 an hour. Despite the long hours, she said the low pay is why she doesn't view nursing as a full-time job. Article goes on to say it doesn't come with full-time pay. Raspberry said that in recent months, she began focusing more on looking for remote roles, such as the TurboTax opportunity. She said working remotely would make it easier to keep her nursing job, reducing her commuting costs, and caring for her dog. Over the past month, Raspberry finally had some luck in the job market. She said she landed a remote plan consultant position in the nursing field that pays about $70,000 a year. Well, that's pretty decent, equivalent to the hourly rate of $30 an hour. While she views this as a positive development, she said she'd absolutely continue searching for higher paying roles in her field of study. All right. I think she just needs to give up her field of study and just do the nursing thing, because that seems to be actually paying you some money. She says, when I'm not working, I'm online putting in applications for employment. You know what she should do, in my opinion, since she's already learning how to do taxes through TurboTax. If I was her, I would just do the nursing thing and then do taxes on the side, right? If you know how to file people's taxes, you can make a lot of money, right? Because people like me, I go pay people to do my taxes for me, right? Because I'm not going to be looking at all these tax forms, trying to figure out what boxes to check, how to calculate my deductions properly. Even though I probably could go take a class and save myself a few $100s, but I go to my tax lady. My tax lady charges me like, let me see. Last year I had to pay a gang of cheese and taxes, right? And I think I had to give my tax lady about 600 of them damn dollars. Now, I guess in the grand scheme of things, that's not a lot compared to what I had to pay in taxes. But just imagine if you got 10 people coming up to you and you got to do their taxes and you charge them $500 a pop or something like that during tax season. You know what I'm saying? You can make some pretty decent money during tax season. That might be what she probably needs to put her emphasis into. And then if she wanted to open up her own tax preparer practice, she could put her Ph.D. in business to use running her own business. You know what I mean? Let's see. She says when she's not working, she's online putting in applications for employment. Is that the end of the article? All right. So that's the end of the story right there, y'all. So let's go back to the top. This woman, I'm assuming this is her, right? They put her face big as day on here. She is a millennial. She has a Ph.D., over $250,000 in student loan debt. And she can't find a job in her profession, for what she went to school with. It's been 4 years. She's been trying to find a job in her chosen profession for 4 years, right? Now she's out here doing the nursing thing, over here whipping up people's taxes on TurboTax. But listen, I don't want to laugh at the woman. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people are in this position, in this predicament, and some people aren't even at the Ph.D. level. I know a lot of people with 4-year degrees who can't find a job in the area of study that they went to school for. Matter of fact, I come across these students all the time, because y'all know I am I teach IT cybersecurity, right? I'm a college professor. That's what I teach. So I deal with students that transition. Matter of fact, I had a student that actually had a PhD. I don't know. I can't remember what his PhD was in, but he switched over and he came into IT. And I was telling y'all about him a couple videos ago. A dude named Carlos. Carlos is matter of fact, he's almost 30. Carlos is like 39, pushing 40 years old. He got a PhD. Anyways, he came through, learned IT cybersecurity. He went out and got him a help desk job, right? When he went out there and did his resume, he took all that PhD stuff off of it, all this unnecessary stuff. When he got him a little basic help desk job, paying like $20 an hour, worked that for about 3-4 months. Fast forward to the present day, Carlos makes about $150,000 a year as a IT security manager at a hospital, doing some IT stuff. And he started up his own business helping lawyers and doctors manage their little computer networks in their offices. And his business has been booming because he knows people. And I think he told me he did like $500,000 in business last year, to where he has other, he hires out contractors to work those jobs for him. So this is what's going on. And so I'm saying all that to say, everybody wants to go to college, or they think that you should go to college, right? And once upon a time, college was the great solution, right? To a certain extent. Today, you don't really need college like that. You need a freaking skill set that society thinks is valuable, and people that value it will put money in your pocket. That's what you guys need to understand, especially those Gen Zs, or those young people that my man Authentic Talk Podcast, his crowd of people, right? Y'all go subscribe to my dude over there, right? But this is what you need to make it, ladies and gentlemen. You need a skill. You need hard skills, preferably those with some type of certification attached to them. But even if there aren't certifications attached to it, you need to have documented experience. You know what you have done something with those skills, so that you can go out there and get paid. Chasing these crazy degrees, and what she said his PhD was in again? It was in what she said his thing was, she got a PhD in business management, right? Now, I'm not saying that that's bad. I'm not saying that it's good. I just don't know if it's worth $250,000 when she could have went and took a tech course, or signed up through Tech G and got one of my doggone certification, which costs thousands upon thousands of dollars cheaper than that damn PhD. And she could probably be making six figures right now, right? Let's just say she had met me, came across me in 2020, was like, oh Lord, I don't know what to do. I got $250,000 worth of student debt. She go through, take some of my damn IT classes. Here we are 4 years later. This woman could probably be making $100,000 by now, right? Because I've helped quite a few students actually do that. There's a video on my channel of a young man that I actually met in 2020 who was working at Walmart making $12 an hour, didn't know a damn thing about IT. And today he makes over $100,000 a year because I taught him. So if you go look for the video, it says, I think the title of it says From Minimum Wage to Six Figures. You'll see his testimony on my channel, right? So she could have came across me in 2020. She could probably be knocking out this student debt right now. But this is what's going on, man. So I'm not telling you guys not to go to college. I'm telling you, if you're going to go to college, especially if you plan on racking up this much debt, $250,000 worth of debt, you better make damn sure that there is a guaranteed job position out there for you in your career field, so that you can get hired and start knocking that debt out. That's what you need to make sure. You need to go out there, start shaking hands, going to all the career fairs, doing all the internships, because she said she didn't really do none of that crap, right? She didn't really place much emphasis on the importance of networking. Shout out to our guy Before the Billions. Matter of fact, he's in the chat right now. If you subscribe to Before the Billions channel, he has tons and tons of videos on his channel where he's talking about the importance of networking as it relates to you finding a job, even though he works in tech, but this is applicable across all industries. How you need to be at these industry events, shaking hands, meeting people, getting your name out there, doing whatever you got to do, so that hopefully that can accelerate the process of you getting hired. So you're not stuck with a $250,000 bill talking about, oh Lord, what is Oz gonna do? You know what I'm saying? She didn't think any of that was important. The only thing that was important was going all the way to that PhD level. Right? Because, truth be told, a lot of people go to the PhD level because it's like an ego booster. Be like, I'm a doctor. Address me by Dr. such and such, even though their degree is in some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? It's like, all right, whatever. But anyways, I'm not saying that she's like that. I'm just saying I've come across people that once you actually talk to them and try to figure out why do you have a PhD? They just wanted to have the title of doctor in front of their name, right? But when you look at what they do for a living and how much they make, it's like, bruh, I make more than you, and I don't have three letters in front of mine. I don't have a doctor, whatever. I ain't got none of that crap. You know what I mean? So these are things you guys should do, man. If you're gonna go that high in your education, even if you're just gonna go to the 4-year degree level, get your undergraduate degree. Before you walk up out of that institution, you need to make sure that there is an opportunity available for you to get a job in that career field, right? It makes no sense, but so many people go to college and they just don't think about this type of stuff. Now, once again, I'm not telling you not to go to college, but if you're going to go, you might want to seriously think about these things, especially as this economy gets tighter and tighter. And, you guys go watch the news. They say that unemployment is kind of low, but at the same time, a lot of jobs aren't really hiring like that, depending upon what sector you work in. Because I know somebody left a video on a comment on one of my videos the other day talking about, I need to stop talking about cybersecurity and hyping people up to thinking they're going to go get a job working in cybersecurity because these companies aren't hiring. What are you talking about? I network with these companies all the time, right? They all come to my institution that I work at, and they out here trying to scout and recruit students, right? As soon as we done training them up, getting them certified, getting them skilled up, I help them with their resumes. They off to the races going to get a damn job, right? So, but then again, people are probably like, well, that's just your area. Nah, that's all over the damn place, because when it comes to IT and tech, and people think of tech layoffs, when you watch the news, they're only showing you news from Silicon Valley. If you work at one of the big FANG companies, Facebook, Amazon, Netflix, Google, Apple, and whatever, something like that, right? There are tech positions in every industry outside of the tech industry. You go to the hospital, there's a whole IT staff that works at the hospital, right? You go into the finance called fintech. There's a whole IT department or IT division of sorts that work at these big banks and these people on these companies on Wall Street. The health and fitness industry, the education industry, there are tech jobs all over the place. The beautiful thing about IT and tech is that, let's just say you do get laid off from a job, your skills are extremely transferable, meaning you get laid off as a cybersecurity person over here or a cloud developer over here. Guess what? There's another company that needs a cybersecurity or a cloud dude, because guess what? All of their freaking stuff that they use to run their company sits on the cloud, and somebody has to protect the cloud, i.e. the cybersecurity people, right? So these skills are highly transferable because you're going to be dealing with the same crap in some capacity at one company, from one company to another. So that's why I always encourage y'all to go into tech, because, you can get busy out in these streets. And as long as we got computers and electricity, there's always going to be IT out there. This stuff ain't never going away, all right, for the foreseeable future. So anyways, I just want to talk about this real quick, all right? Don't let this be you. No shade to this woman right here, but $250,000 of student debt and you cannot find a job in your chosen profession to where you're thinking about switching to become a nurse, and you over here preparing people's taxes. I don't know if it was worth it, but being that she says she's already making $70,000 as a nurse and she's doing taxes, I think she should just become a nurse, pursue that, or pursue the whole tax preparer thing and, try to build up her clientele of doing people's taxes. She might make way more money doing people's taxes, filing their taxes, than doing whatever the hell she thought she was going to go to school to do. That's what I personally think. But, I don't know anything. I'm just an IT guy. All right, let me see what y'all here yapping about before I get up out of here, man. So let's see. Yeah, she's in Virginia with no connections. Yeah, man, I promise you, she is somewhere in the DMV area. All right, you should be, depending upon what she does. I ain't gonna say that, but anyways, if you live in that area and you ain't got no type of connections to some government jobs, some contracting jobs, I don't know what you're doing with your life. I just don't know what you're doing. Just by seeing things like this makes me glad I decided to put my business computer degree on hold in 2023 and take my NYC civil service exam and IT certifications so I can get my foot in some doors. That's right. Shout out to you. What is a civil service exam? I don't even know what that is. But shout out to you, man. Go get your certifications, man. Go learn a skill, get certified. IT, HVAC, mechanics. You know how much money I had to pay the mechanic the other day to get my damn Jeep out of the shop? I had to pay $3,500 to get my damn Jeep out of the shop. And I looked up the problem online to see if I can fix it. But no, it actually required a skilled mechanic to fix the issue on my damn engine. So I had to go pay, man. I had to pay. And guess what? I want my Jeep, so I'm going to pay. Early with agencies, federal government that have IT departments, so I can give them my resume on the spot instead of just applying from the outside of companies and battling the ATS system. Yeah, man. Like I say, if you know people that are already working there, or get your network on so you can slide them your resume, you can bypass all that stuff. But if you don't know people, then you got to go there with a resume and do the whole applying for the job thing. And then you got to go through the motions of making sure that your resume can actually make it past the automated system so that a human being can see it and call you in for an interview. And that's where Tech G comes in, ladies and gentlemen. So if you guys want to go get a resume done, you need help with a resume, I'm here for you, man. Let me go ahead and do some self-promotion real quick, but I help people with resumes, y'all. That's what I do. Let me share my screen over here. All right. So you guys go to my website. I'm going to drop the link in here. All right. It is self-promotion time in these streets. I help you with resumes, y'all. I mostly do tech resumes, but if you don't work in tech, I can help you out with that as well. I've been written a lot of resumes over the years, helping people get jobs. When I was in the Army, I used to do a ton of evaluation reports. Used to call them NCOERs. And guess what? Putting together an NCOER is like writing a resume. So I've written a crap ton of these things over the years. So I help you out. So go there. If you need help with a resume, I got you. All right. Let me see. What else we in here yapping about? Let's see. I've even seen on YouTube, social media, ghost jobs are becoming posted on LinkedIn and fooling people they are hiring. That's a topic you should cover. Yeah. So unfortunately, you got to be careful out here when it comes to LinkedIn and Indeed, especially on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is supposed to be the professional social media site, but there's a lot of scammers on LinkedIn, and they're trying to get you to click links or give up your personal information like your bank account, social security number. You got to be extremely cautious. So if somebody slides into your DMs on LinkedIn talking about, hey, they got a job opportunity for you, first things first, don't click any links. Let's get that out of the way first. Do not click any links. Ask them what the name of the company is and the website, and then you go type that damn website into a different browser on your computer to see if it's legit. Or even if they're advertising a job at a so-called reputable company, go to the reputable company's real website and look for the damn job to see if it's actually a real job. All right. So you got to be proactive out there because the scammers are out there heavy, right? And they're coming after people that don't even have a job because they want to get access to your information, get some damn credit cards put in your name and ruin your credit. That's what they want to do, or sell it on the black market to some people in Russia or North Korea. So be careful out there. The tech job market is starting to look like the current dating pool. I guess. I don't know. I'm not in the dating pool, so I don't know what the hell's going on out there. Somebody says she needs to start a biz or marry stable or work. Yeah, I guess. I don't know. She may be better off applying for jobs for her field at the bachelor's level, only putting her bachelor's degree, maybe master's, and that's it. Yeah. I promise you, if she were to pull up one of her resumes, she probably got Dr. Such and such written at the very top of that damn resume, right? In big bold letters, dead center, on display, proudly saying, "Hey, I got a PhD." No, no, that's fine. But if you're applying for, jobs that don't require a PhD, that might be a problem. Bankruptcy won't save her. Few men taking on the liability. Teach online if curriculum worth anything. Suing the school is a reach. Yeah, I don't know if she's gonna be able to sue the school. I mean, she got the PhD, right? The schools do not promise you jobs. All they do is sell you classes to get degrees. That's all. College is a business, y'all. They're in the business of selling education, kind of like me, except I don't cost nowhere near as much as them. But they're in the business of selling you education so you can get a piece of paper. They don't promise to give you no damn job. Now they might have programs out there to try to help you find a job or get prepared for a job, but to my knowledge, there's no requirement that a college is mandated to get you a job. That's on you. They're there just to provide the classes that you pay for, and whether or not you show up is another thing. And then after you meet their educational requirements as far as grades and all that, they're going to give you a nice, pretty little piece of paper so you can go hang it on your wall somewhere. That's all they're there to do. And people will pay upwards of $250,000 to have that piece of paper hanging on their wall. It's crazy, right? I'm sorry to say, but it just goes to show that education isn't always the best route, at least at the PhD level, especially in business. Yeah, like I say, she has a PhD in business. I mean, I got an MBA and I somewhat use mine. So I'm not going to say mine is worthless, but I actually use my MBA in direct relation to my business, my Tech G business. So there are classes that I took in my MBA that, when I had to put together certain projects, research, like I had to write a paper. I had to participate in writing a 30-page research paper, right? It was me and 3 other people. 30 damn pages this damn research paper was. And the research paper was on us setting up us putting together a business proposal on why Fitbit should relocate to either Mexico or the Philippines to set up shop, to open up their business and develop these Fitbits. So we had to do a SWOT analysis. What is that? Strength, weaknesses, opportunities, and what's the damn T stand for? I forgot what the T stands for. We had to do SWOT analysis. We had to do all kind of crap. And I still got them damn research papers saved. And every now and then I'll actually go to my damn research papers and like look at them and read them and review them, certain things, and then try to implement them into my own business. So I actually do apply my MBA to a certain extent as it relates to my personal business in terms of me trying to grow it, manage it. Well, manage it is easy because I'm the only employee. But in terms of just growing it and trying to, figure out ways to market it and just overall grow my little business here. So I don't apply it as much as I possibly could, but I think I use it a little bit. I use it a little bit. Let's see. She may transfer her classes to an accounting degree. That might help her out. I don't know. She may incur more debt if she pursues the RN or LPN training. Yeah, registered nurses. Those are like doctors for real, for real. I think a registered nurse, you can actually open up your own practice, if I'm not mistaken. Like there's opportunities for that, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, civil service exams are to become officers, firefighters, call center reps. Oh, okay. Okay. All right. I didn't know what that was. Thanks for letting me know. No, I'm not getting rid of my Jeep. I'm not getting rid of my Jeep. All right. Me and my Jeep we roll until the wheels fall off, baby. I'm one of these people. I literally keep a car until they break. My last car I had that thing for 16 years, and I put 190,000 miles on that thing before I bought my Jeep. And the reason why I got rid of it is because one day the AC tapped out and it just wasn't working, and the coolant that I put in it wasn't working. Nothing was working. Took it to the dealership. There was a crack in the radiator. And at that point, I was like, I'm tired of driving this car. So I went across the street to the Jeep dealership and bought my damn Jeep the same day. Went in there and paid cash. Let me get that right there. Traded it in and got my Jeep and drove home. I'm cool. I like my Jeep, man. Work experience and certs are more valuable. A degree is just a status symbol with a lot of theory that you earn. Yeah, like I say, once again, the order of importance when it comes to getting a job is first and foremost, who do you know and who knows you? So that you can hopefully bypass, skip to the front of the line. I should say that. If you don't know anybody, then you need to have experience, documented, proven experience on a resume that people can go verify, saying that you know how to do whatever the heck it is you're claiming you know how to do. All right. After that, you need to have relevant certifications that the job says you have to have just to apply for the job, or that align with the job that you want. And then education, i.e., college degrees and all that crap. That's the least most important thing. As it relates to tech, because like I said, when I talk about this, I only speak from the experience of talking about IT and tech. So degrees and tech degrees, like people always ask me about cybersecurity degrees and all that crap. Look, I'm not saying that they're bad. Basically, from my experience, as it relates to cybersecurity, network, and cloud type of stuff, those type of degrees only matter depending upon the type of position that you might want to get. Meaning, if you want to move up to like management or something like that, or managerial type of role, you might have to have some type of IT or just a college degree in general. But if you're just trying to get you a basic cybersecurity analyst job or a networking administrator job, or something like along the lines of that, starting off in IT, you don't really need a college degree. Now the problem comes in when you go out there trying to apply for these jobs. They're going to state you have to have a college degree to apply for the job, right? Because this is somebody working in HR that put this damn job posting together. Now, the reality is, to do those jobs like a network admin or a cybersecurity analyst, you don't need a college degree for that. Oftentimes, you just need either a combination of experience and certifications. That's enough to get you in, right? But they put college degrees on there because they want to cut down on the number of people who are about to apply for this job. So I've even seen job postings for help desk jobs, IT support. Man, you can be 18 years old, fresh out your mama's house, never worked a day in your life, and go get an IT support job, right? But on the job postings, they'll put you need to have a college degree to apply. Why? Because the moment you put that job posting out there, there's going to be like 2,000 people that apply for just that one job. So how do you cut down on 2,000 people applying for that? Oh, let me just put you have to have a college degree to apply for this job. So now that number goes from down from 2,000 to about 50 people, right? So that's just one of the things that these employers do. But I always tell people, if you know how to do those type of jobs and you don't have the college degree, apply for the damn thing anyway. You know what I'm saying? Just apply any damn way and see if your resume can make it past. When is the Muscle G? The Muscle G channel coming? You don't see these guns, baby? We in here doing things. It's coming, just not today. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna get it right. Anyways, that's all I want to talk about, y'all. So listen, I'm not here ruining your ambitions of being the first person in your family to ever go to college. Especially black folks, right? Black folks love to be like, I'm the first person in my family to go to college. Look, that's fine and dandy. I'm pretty sure some white folks that fall into that category as well. But I always hear from black people, right? But I'm not here to kill your dreams of going to college. I'm just saying, if you're going to go to college, especially if you don't have a scholarship or you don't have a rich relative that's going to pay for your education or something like that, and you have to mess around and take out a damn student loan or some type of debt to pay for your education, you need to major in something that there is going to be a high chance of you getting a job working in that career field. And then while you're at college, you need to take advantage of every internship, job opportunity, career fair networking event that you can possibly take care of to hopefully help you secure employment after you graduate college. Right? Because when you graduate college and you owe student debt, what was it, like 6 months to a year after you graduate? Guess what's coming to your mailbox? Them student loan bills. And to my knowledge, because I don't have student debt, I went to college on a full scholarship. And then when I went back and got my 2 graduate degrees, I used my GI Bill from my time served in the military, and it paid for all that. So I've never paid for college, right? And I'm not saying it to brag. I'm just saying it because I don't really understand the whole student debt thing, because I've never actually had to deal with student debt, right? So, but from my understanding is 6 months to a year after you guys graduate, these student debt loans they start rolling in, unless you get them deferred or you win the student debt relief fund from the presidency, where they're canceling student debt or something like that. But if you got to pay those student debts, I don't think you can write those off by filing bankruptcy or anything like that. Like, that's just one of them debts that will follow you until you pay the damn thing off, is my understanding. Matter of fact, I could probably ask my brother, because my brother is a lawyer and he got student debt. Matter of fact, my brother, him and his wife recently sold their house to move into a townhouse that they're renting, just so that they can use the profits from selling their house to pay off all of their student debts, right? Because I think she got like a 4-year degree. He got a 4-year degree. And plus he went to law school and got law school bills. So they're using the profits from the sale of their house to pay off their freaking student debts. And then after that, they're going to stack the cheese and go buy another house. At least that's the plan. So me personally, I never had to deal with that crap, right? But so that's all I'm saying. Don't be one of these people just going to college just to go to college, just so you can be like, hey, I'm a college graduate. I got my degree. I got my master's degree, and I got my Ph.D. I mean, that's fine. That looks good. You get 1,000 likes on social media. Ooh, yeah, go girl. You know what I'm saying? Way to go, guy. You know, all that crap. But how much does it cost you? Are you able to work in that career field? Because there are other alternatives out there. Everybody doesn't have to go to college to be successful. I love talking about my youngest brother. Remember, my 2 younger brothers are twins, right? One's a lawyer, and his twin brother, which is the younger twin, he's a college dropout. Guess how much the college dropout makes? The college dropout makes about $150,000, $160,000 a year, and he works in IT as well. And he has, to my knowledge, no plans of going to get a damn degree at all. And then me personally, I told him, I don't think you need to go back to college to get a degree. I think you good. You know what I'm saying? Well, you make more money than most people, period. So I don't think you need college. I think y'all will be all right. You know what I'm saying? So learn a skill, learn IT. At least that's what I suggest for you. And you don't have to be dealing with these $250,000 bills just so you can flex on people talking about you got a PhD, man. Anyways, that's all I want to share. That's all I want to yap about. Appreciate y'all coming through. It is now 10 o'clock and I'm about to sign off. So I'm gonna holler at y'all later, man. Hit the subscribe button. Peace.